Konnichiwa, my otakus, I'm the Game Otaku, and welcome back to another SMITE guide. So today we will be doing one of the most complained about mages in the game, Raijin. Raijin's passive is Charged Tempo. For every 5 abilities cast, every ability on cooldown, including the one just cast, will have their cooldowns reduced by 2 seconds. Also, Raijin's basic attacks have a bigger radius. Raijin's first ability is Percussive Storm. This is a line ability that deals damage and gets wider as it travels. Raijin's second ability is Raiju. This ability will mark the closest enemy to the center of the ability, slowing the marked enemy. If Raijin hits the marked enemy, the slow will be doubled and will deal dot damage to the marked target and 5 nearby enemies. Raijin's third ability is Thunder Crash. This is a leap ability that will deal damage to all enemies in the radius. This ability will also mez all enemies in the center. Raijin's ultimate is Taiko Drums. This is a line ability that can fire 4 instances of lightning that can have one of 3 effects. If 1 is pressed, the shot will deal 100% of the damage to all enemies hit. If 2 is pressed, the shot will taunt and deal 30% of the damage to all enemies hit. And if the 3 is pressed, the shot will fear and do 30% of the damage to all enemies hit. Alright, so there really is only one combo for Raijin, and there's one of 2 ways to do it, and it's more depending on what you really want to do. What I would do is you put the 2 on them, and then you hit them with the 1. That's also the best way to wave clear with Raijin. But then what else you can do that most people actually don't know is that you can actually land a basic with Raijin on the Raiju ability, and it'll still do the chain. Believe it or not, there are people that didn't know that. But yeah, so that is it for the combos. We're going to jump on over to the pros and cons. See you there. Okay, so Raijin has a lot more pros than cons because, in all fairness, Raijin is actually pretty darn broken. But that is besides the point. Raijin's pros are the fact that he has a lot of burst damage. He can pretty much 100 to 0 somebody in the matter of pressing 2 and pressing 1. Raijin does have mobility, and high res has made it so he can move while in the process of dashing. Then he does have dot damage, so he has pretty good kill secure if they don't pop Aegis or something like that. And then he has the slow, he has the fear, and he has the taunt. Not too many people use the fear and the taunt unless they're going for more of a strategy rather than just trying to blow somebody up. And then Raiju does chain. As mentioned in the abilities before, it goes to the 5 closest enemies to the target, meaning that could be a god or anything. So you could apply the dot damage without even hitting the god. So Raijin just has really good wave clear, he has really good poke potential. He has a lot of lane pressure in general right now, so he's pretty broken. And then the cons, he has really iffy not kill secure. He has really iffy fire giant secure. The reason I say that is I did have a debate with somebody that thought, compared to like a Thoth or a Raw, Raijin would have a little more difficult of a time stealing a fire giant because he has 4 instances of damage as opposed to just the one that does 1k plus. Raijin can do 1k plus with his ultimate, it's just you have to do it in a matter of 4 hits as opposed to the 1. He can also be killed in his dash. They did remove that a while back. He can now be killed in his dash because it does take a second for him to actually go to where he's teleporting to. So if he's running away and you land a basic that he only needs like 1 more basic to die, you can still kill him. And sad to say this, but Raijin's most vulnerable point is in his ultimate. That because he moves slower and he can't react fast enough. So unless he's fearing or taunting you, you can just try it right there. The second he ults, just try and kill him. Good luck though, because his ultimate will probably kill you first. But anyways, yeah, that is it for the pros and cons. Like I said, a lot more pros than the cons because the guy is just broken. But anyways, in the matter of leveling up abilities and what order to do them, we're going off a conquest standpoint, like I will be mentioning in the build. I would recommend going for the 1 first. It is a linear and it goes through the entire wave. It is a very good wave clear. Then the 2, because then you get the dot damage, you get that early poke potential on the enemy mid laner, really good. And then obviously the dash into the ultimate on level 5. You're going to want to put a point at level 4 into your 1, and then from there just max out your 1. Try and get your 1 maxed as fast as possible, then your 2, and then your 3. and then your ultimate. Simple as that. We're gonna jump on over to the build. All right, so we're gonna jump on over to the build for Raijin, and Raijin kind of has quite a bit of ways to build him. Mine is a little, I guess, unethical, or just a way that most people don't build Raijin, but this is my build, and as I say in every God Guide video, this build is a recommendation. It is not a you have to build this to win build. This is meant for the newbies that want to learn how to play Raijin, and hopefully they will evolve this build into something that works better for them. So anyways, we're gonna talk about this in the perspective of Conquest in a sense. I usually go Vampiric Shroud, but Sands of Time is also a viable option, but you would do that, and then you can either do the Boomba start, or you can just go tier 1 boots and then get potions after that. But then next item, I do Shamans, mainly because that one hits like a truck once Shamans is evolved. Also, it does give quite a bit of power, and it does have some decent movement speed stacked on top of that, so you'll be a little quicker than maybe the enemy mid laner, depending on what they build. And then I do Spear the Magus, mainly because I build Spear the Magus on any gods who have dot damage, or more than one instance of damage in their abilities, which Raijin does with his 1, and then also with Raiju proccing dot damage, so the passive on Magus will go off. I don't have it down here, but if you don't want Magus, you can go Obshard, which is also a better option, not better option, but another good option is the best way to say that. Then I go Chronos Pendant because I do build Choose the Magi. I do need the cooldown because Raijin's passive does give decent cooldown, just cuts off 2 seconds every 5th ability, but I do think you need an actual cooldown item. You don't have to build it, but it is just a recommendation. Then I do build Gem of ISO because the slow is nice, but wouldn't you like to just slow them a little bit more and be that guy? And then Rada Tahuti for the power scaling at the end. And then not recommended, but other items other possible items you could build, are Book of Thoth and Warlocks. You can stack if you want, swap that out, swap Shamans out for one of these. Book of Thoth if you want mana, and Warlocks if you want health. I do know that Raijin is kind of a beefy mage over some of the others, so health might actually be a decent one. Bancroft's Talon, because that's just kind of a really good item. It gives lifesteal, its passive super good, and then it gives 100 power. Ethereal Staff, this one is one that I personally wouldn't recommend, but I do see people build it. If you want, go right ahead. And then Solar Reaver, another one of those items that I personally wouldn't recommend, but people build it. I know why these people build it, because they are decent items. I just personally don't like them on Raijin. Divine Ruin obviously is a situational in case they are building, or in case they have a lot of healing. Go right ahead and build anti-healing. I'd swap either Chronos or Gem with Divine. Keep your penetration, because that 10 penetration won't help the late game. I promise you, it will not help. So yeah, anyways, that is my Raijin build. If you want to recommend a build down below in the comments, go right ahead. But I'm going to end the video here. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to leave a like and or subscribe if you're senpai, and comment below what god I should do a god guide on next. And I hope this god guide was helpful for anyone who wants to learn how to play Raijin. And I'll see you, Brotakus, in the next video. See ya!